Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jayam Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parivrajagacharya Ashtottara Shata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Jayam Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parivrajagacharya Ashtottara Shata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki. All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopaha Kumaraya गोविंदाय नमो नमः। श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन जी की, श्री श्री गौरनिताय की, श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा माई की। So should we wait till the display comes? Yeah, but without the display, how do we go ahead? So if you all have your mobile, you can open from your mobile and see the verse. And one of you can also give a delay to Anandmay Prabhu also. We are discussing from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4th, entitled The Creation of Fourth Order. This is chapter 20, Lord Vishnu's appearance in the sacrificial arena. Text 32. Can somebody be with Anandmay Prabhu to have Anandmay Prabhu can also see. Maitreya Uvacha Iti Adirajena Nuta Sa Vishvadrik Tam Aha Rajan Mai Bhaktir Astu Te Drishtedrishi Dhir Mai Te Krita Yaya Mayam Madiyam Tarati Sma Dustyajam. Maitreya Uvacha Iti Adirajena Nuta Savishvadrig Iti Adirajena Nuta Savishvadrig Tam Aha Rajanmai Bhaktirastute Tamaha Rajanmai Bhaktirastute Dishchedrishi Dhirmai Te Kritayaya Drishyedrishi Dhirmai Te Kritayaya Mayam Madiyam Tarati Smadushtadam Mayam Madiyam Tarati Smadushtadam. Maitreya Uvacha Iti Adirajena Nuta Savishvadrig Tam Aharajanmai Bhaktirastute Drishyedrishi Dhirmai Te Kritayaya Mayam Madiyam Tarati Smadustyajam. Maitreya Uvacha Iti Adirajena Nuta Savishvadrig Tamaharajanmai Bhaktirastute Drishyedrishi Dhirmai Te Kritayaya Mayam Madiyam Tarati Smadrishyadam. Please recite. Maitreya Uvacha धीराजेन नूता स विश्वद्रेक तम आहराजन्मयि ते भक्ति ते दृश्ये दृशि धीर्मयि ते कृतायया माया मदीयां तरति स्म दुष्टजाम्. One more devotees. Maitreya uvacha Nuta savishvadre Tam aharajan mai bhakti rastute Drishye drishi dhir mai te kritayaya Maya madiyam tarati sma drishtadam. So we will see word to word meaning. Maitreya uvacha. Maitreya, the great sage, spoke. Iti, thus, Adirajena, by the original king, Pruthu, Nuta, being worshipped, Sa, he, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishwadrek, the seer of the whole universe, Tam, unto him, Aha, said, Rajan, my dear king, Mai, unto me, Bhakti, devotional service, Astu, let it be, Te, your, Dishtya, by good fortune, Idrishi, like this, Dhi, intelligence, Mai, unto me, Te, by you, Krita, having been performed, Yaya, by which, Mayam, illusory energy, Madiyam, my, Tarati, crosses over, Sma, certainly, Dustyajam, very difficult to give up. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation. The great sage Maitreya continued by saying that the Lord, the seer of the universe, after hearing Prithu Maharaja's prayers, addressed the king. My dear king, may you always be blessed by engaging in my devotional service. Only by such purity of purpose as you yourself very intelligently express can one cross over the insurmountable illusory energy of Maya. Can we recite the translation in response? The great sage Maitreya continued by saying that the Lord, the seer of the universe, after hearing Prithu Maharaja's prayers, addressed the king. My dear king, may you always be blessed by engaging in my devotional service. Only by such purity of purpose as you yourself very intelligently express can one cross over the insurmountable illusory energy of Maya. Purport. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, wherein the Lord also claims that the illusory energy is insurmountable. No one can transcend the illusory energy of Maya by fruitive activities, speculative philosophy, or mystic yoga. The only means for transcending illusory energy is devotional service, as Lord Himself states, Mam evaye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. Bhagavad Gita 7th chapter 14th verse. If one wants to cross over the ocean of material existence, there is no alternative than to take to devotional service. A devotee therefore should not care for any material position, whether in the heaven or in the hell. A pure devotee should always engage in the service of the Lord, for that is his real occupation. Simply by sticking to that position, one can overcome the stringent laws of material nature. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sapitam Yena Bhutare Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshitarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. First of all, I seek blessings of all the assembled devotees, in particular His Grace Anandmaya Prabhu. So we are discussing from Srimad Bhagavatam where Prithu Maharaj, after being stopped by Lord Brahma for not continuing the vengeance against Indra, is advised not to fight against Indra. And having been pleased by such a scenario, Supreme Lord himself appears. And when Supreme Lord appears, Prithu Maharaj expresses his entire devotion to Prithu Maharaj of how he wants to engage in his pure devotional service and give up all that is troublesome in this material world. So here, Prithu Maharaj has completed his offerings of prayers, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is now herein referred by Maitreya as Vishwadrik. Vishwadrik means one who is envisioning, seeing the entire universe, the happenings of the entire universe. He blessed Prithu Maharaj, and what was the blessing that Prithu Maharaj got is that be blessed with engaging in my devotional service. And because of which you can cross the insurmountable illusory energy of Maya. So two things he is telling. Supreme Lord is blessing Prithu Maharaj. One is that be happy with my devotional service, whatever you have achieved now. And the second thing is that by this you can cross over the illusory of energy of Maya. So now, having appeared in front of the Supreme Lord, in front of Prithu, the Supreme Lord could have given various other benedictions to Prithu Maharaj. But here he is telling that be happy with my devotional service. You will see at another place also, when Krishna saw the devotional service of the Vrindavan Vasis, or in particular the Gopis, so Krishna felt that I am incapable of awarding them any other benediction other than devotional service. So whatever devotional service, my dear devotees, you are performing, you be happy with that. So why Supreme Lord does that? Because if in the exchange of devotional service anything else is offered, that is an insult for devotional service. So just like we all know that gold is very, very pure element, especially when it is treated, and when that molten gold is very, very pure element. If you try to exchange an equal amount of gold with an equal weight of any other element, it will be a cheating. Nobody can compare the purity of the gold. So similarly, the purity of devotional service cannot be compared with anything else. That's why here Prithu Maharaj is being awarded by the Supreme Lord. Mai bhaktir astute. Because that is something which is very rare to achieve. Like Krishna says, that to understand me is very, very rare thing. 7th chapter also Krishna tells, Manusyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhet yatatam api siddhanam kaschin mam veti tatvatah. So understanding Krishna and then engaging in pure devotional service is a very, very rare fortune. So anybody who has achieved that, even Krishna feels that he is very fortunate. Even Krishna feels that a pure devotee is very fortunate because he is relishing something so very wonderfully. So in Krishna consciousness, basically, there is a relationship between a devotee and the Lord. So that relationship, when that is revived, that is called as Krishna consciousness, when that eternal relationship is revived. So every devotee has a special, unique relationship with Supreme Lord. So once that is awakened in a particular devotee's heart, so nothing else is needed for him to be happy. Just like when a fish is brought out of water, you may want to avoid many other different things for a fish. We may offer that we will give you a very nice residence in a very costly place in the city. We may try to offer the fish that we will give you a very nice Mercedes-Benz car. But all these things are actually useless for a fish, because fish actually needs water. So whatever relationship which we have with the Supreme Lord, if that is revived, nothing else will be actually of any benefit. So that's why even this Kartik month, when we sing these prayers to Damodarji, Varam Deva Moksham na Moksha Vradimva, na Chanyam Varaneham na Vareshadapiha. So I don't want any other benediction. What to speak of benedictions of this material world? People long after material benedictions, people long for posts of Indra, like how Prithu Maharaj was doing some yagyas which would make him qualified to become Indra. So this Indra is so much aspirant for this post that I want to become Indra. Forget about heavenly things. Many people aspire many things within this material world only. They want good place for residence. They want good money, bank balance. They want so many other different things. And they think that by doing devotional service, we will do devotional service and exchange that devotional service with all these things, material assets. And they actually don't know that they are cheating themselves. As I was explaining, you give gold and you take iron of equal weight. Say rather you got an iron of little bigger weight than gold. You think that, oh, gold was only 100 grams, I got 1 kg iron. If somebody thinks like that, I did devotional service for 1 year or say few years and I got a very good bungalow. It is in exchange of devotional service, it is cheating, because that is more valuable than what you have actually did. So having offered our service to Supreme Lord itself is a great fortune. That's why these prayers in the Damodara Ashtakam pray that, my dear Lord, your face, your form of a Bal Gopal may always may always be manifest in front of my eyes. Thousands and thousands of other benedictions are of no use for me. So now that Prithu Maharaj has attained this stage, Supreme Lord is telling that good that you have given up everything that is material. You have no desire to compete with Indra. You have no desire to be even a king. So that is the reason why Dhruva Maharaj felt unhappy. He felt that the devotional service which I have done for 6 months got exchanged for some material boon. And instead of now, I could have directly gone back to Godhead. I have to stay for 36,000 years. Imagine somebody tells that it is a very long cherished desire for you. The soul in this material world is wandering like thousands and thousands of millions of years. Anadi Kala, Anadi Janma Phala. So millions of lifetime a soul is struggling to go back to Godhead. And Dhruva Maharaj got that. But he is told that you have to wait 36,000 years. So imagine how difficult that 36,000 years will be. In fact, that person will curse himself that, why did I ask that benediction? Dhruva Maharaj ended up with that, saying that, why did I even ever ask this? So in that way, the pure devotional service completely satisfies That's why Bhagavatam also says, when we revive our relationship with Supreme Lord, when that Krishna consciousness is completely revived, then nothing of this material world looks attractive. Like generally we chase after these so many material things. Why? Because it looks attractive for us. Actually they do not have any attraction. Our illusory eyes feel that they have attraction in them. Like for example, a small child wants to play with the toys. For the small child, those toys look very, very attractive. He just can't give up. Like sometimes the child holds on to that toy very strongly, and you try to bring that toy out of that small child. It is almost insurmountable. Right? Those who are parents, they can realize it is insurmountable. But the moment we grow and our knowledge increases, that is gone. So similarly, all these attractions for this material world is actually insurmountable unless we develop Krishna consciousness. It is not the development of age. It is not that by becoming old. Some people say that you become old, you become Krishna consciousness. It doesn't happen like that. Or some people say that if you become old, the attachment goes away. It doesn't happen like that. If you become Krishna consciousness, only then, Krishna says, 7th chapter, 14th verse, Prabhupada is quoting here, Daivihi esha gunamai mama maya duratyaya mame vaye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. So why it is called as duratyaya? Duratyaya means you try to escape Maya from one point, one view, Maya will catch you from another view. How it does? See, we have 5 senses, 5 sense objects, 5 karmendriyas, 5 gyanendriyas. So all these indriyas are nothing but arrangements of Maya. If we try to control one sense, the other senses become agitated and disturbed. If you try controlling one other sense, the other senses catch you. It's like standing on a platform where you have 24 thorns, 24 material elements, 24 thorns. You think that, okay, you stepped on something which is undesirable, you remove that leg, inevitably you end up putting leg on some other thing. So it is very sticky. Like for example, sometimes you might have seen that by mistake if you step up on a chewing gum, at least in our younger age times, people used to eat chewing gum. And the moment it gets stuck, it cannot come out because you will use hand to take it out, it gets stuck to this hand. You try to remove from this hand, it gets stuck here. That's why it's called as insurmountable. Because no matter how much you try, it's all useless. Daivi esha gunamai mama maya duratyaya. So now that Prithu Maharaj has come out of this insurmountable energy of Maya, a pure devotee should always engage in the service of the light for which it is real occupation. Simply by sticking to that position, one can overcome stringent laws of material nature. So the laws of material nature which Krishna has designed is very, very insurmountable. Scriptures gives us this example that somebody may be very expert in swimming. People go learn swimming, may be very expert in swimming. But no swimmer can say that I will go to the ocean and I will cross an ocean. No swimmer will dare to do that because it is not possible. Simply not possible. Nobody will even make an attempt. Is there any swimmer in this world who would say that I will start swimming from west coast of India and I will reach Africa by my swimming? He may be very good swimming. He might have got Olympic awards also in the swimming. But this feat he cannot afford to do. So, but Supreme Personality of Godhead or his devotees, they can easily cross over this material nations. Why it so happens, how it so happens, Bhagavatam describes that the ocean has huge amount of water. Huge amount of water. You will see that swimmer, whenever he swims, he sometimes goes inside the water and he comes outside the water. Right? So similarly, a sadhaka who is trying to come out of this material existence, say independently, he always goes into Maya for some time. He cannot always remain completely out of Maya. Just like for a momentarily, Dhruv Maharaj also got carried away. Prithu Maharaj became angry at Indra. So certain instances come. Whereas Bhagavatam describes that anybody who takes strong shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna. Lotus feet of Krishna. Lotus means it is untouched by water. So you enter the lotus feet of Krishna, which is marked with a lotus. That's the reason why whenever you see Krishna's deity is kept on a lotus, because unaffected by the water. So you enter the lotus feet of Krishna, you are protected by that lotus of devotional service. Then you don't have to struggle of going inside, coming out, going inside, coming out. All that stops. So that is a position which Prithu Maharaj has acquired by offering prayers, by executing the orders of the Supreme Lord. Somehow or other he attained that purity state. That's why either translation Prabhupada writes, only by such purity of purpose. The purpose was very clear for Prithu Maharaj, that I want to please Supreme Lord. In between, Indra was coming and disturbing. So in this material world, we will see so many distractions that are coming in this material world, so many allurements that are coming. So the moment we give it to one allurement, then it is gone. Like for example, to attain a very high state in Krishna consciousness, it is many years of practice. But to fall down from that practice may take even few moments. Of course, definitely devotional service being eternal is not lost. But then once the relationship is not thoroughly established, again there will be disturbances. So whatever struggles we do in Krishna consciousness, one kind of struggle should always be there to protect whatever we are doing in Krishna consciousness. One struggle is to advance in Krishna consciousness. Another struggle is to protect ourselves from whatever struggles we have done. So that struggle for existence in Krishna consciousness is very well protected when we are in an association of devotees. Because if one devotee independently thinks that I will fight against this Maya of Krishna consciousness, it is not possible. Because always the Sangha and the strength of being togetherness is what a person is protected from. So this is how Krishna consciousness is being practiced very well. Here one more line Prabhupada writes, a devotee therefore should not care for any material position, whether in heaven or in hell. So a devotee for his service should not think that something else in this material world will make me happy. So that will be the loss of devotional service. We ourselves have cheated ourselves by accepting something like that. Even if that allurement comes like that. So many devotees in the past have very strongly taken this shelter of Krishna and they have overcome this stringent loss. So to summarize, there are two things which Supreme Lord is offering to Prithu Maharaj. Mair Bhakti Rastute. That's why whenever we go to a senior devotee and ask for blessings, I remember my spiritual master, His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj, sometimes while blessing, he says, Krishne Matirastu. Like that many senior devotees also have seen. You go to Vrindavan, we have senior devotees, there also they bless. Krishner Matirastu. So Krishner Matirastu means, let Krishna occupy your intelligence. Mati also sometimes means intelligence. So once Krishna occupies your intelligence, every act of yours will be Krishna consciousness. By that what will happen is, Tarati Sama Dustyaja. Dustyajam. Tyajam means completely giving up. Sometimes a devotee out of his practice may give up some illusory form of material existence. But that is not called as Tyajam. Tyajam means you give up never to take it back. Like sometimes small children give up a toy after frustration. That is not called as Tyajam, because again after some time they will take it up to play. That is not called as Tyajam. Tyajam means you give up never to take it back. So many devotees in the past have very strongly taken this shelter of Krishna consciousness. Because if one devotee independently thinks that I will fight against this Maya of Krishna consciousness, it is not possible. Because always the Sangha and the strength of being togetherness is what a person is protected from. So to summarize, there are two things which Supreme Lord is offering to Prithu Maharaj. Mair Bhakti Rastute. So So that's why it is called as dustyajam, means very, very difficult to give up. We have been playing with so many material bodies in this material world. All these material bodies are like toys for the Atma. Having played in so many material bodies, very difficult to give up that material concept of life. But however, by this Mai Bhakti Rastute, one can easily cross over this material existence. So Prutu Maharaj life is an example for all the devotees, and similarly following in his footsteps. If we have this purity of purpose, that why have we come to Krishna consciousness movement? If we have this thing as our guiding factor, then our destination will definitely take us to Krishna's lotus feet. And once we reach Krishna's lotus feet, even if there are ups and downs, you will see that lotus is still floating. No matter how much water comes, you will see that lotus easily comes out from all that is there in the water. So that's why we should take shelter of lotus feet of Krishna. Whereas you will never see that any other Lord is worshipped on a lotus. You will not see any other demigod or any other personalities being worshipped on a lotus. That's the reason why only Krishna is worshipped on lotus. Pada Pankaja, like that. So this is what we thought we'll discuss in today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. Devotees in Krishna consciousness also can remain very focused, and the Supreme Lord will become pleased by such a determined effort in Krishna consciousness. So thank you all very much for giving me the opportunity to present on this topic. Anybody has any questions, any comments? Or His Grace Anandmay Prabhu would like to add anything to this content? Mic hai? No. You would like to add something? Okay, so thank you all very much. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.